Hi everybody, welcome to today's class. I hope you had a nice day yesterday. Let's get started. So you can start standing or kneeling. I'm a bit further forwards. Standing or kneeling, we're just going to do our neck stretch. So just going to tip your head over towards one side. Take your hand across as if you're pulling your ear down towards your shoulder and reach the other arm away. Swapping sides, tipping over, the hand comes across, reaching the arm away, stretching down the neck here. One more time on each side, we're tipping over, taking the hand across, reaching the arm away. Last time we're tipping over, the hand comes across, reaching away. And relaxing there. From there you're going to go onto your back. I'm just going to adjust the camera a bit so we can get a bit more shot in. There we go. So laying on your back. So you're going to be resting down and we want a neutral position. So remember we're trying to get that curve underneath the lower back. Knees are bent, feet are on the floor, and the arms are just resting down beside you. And we're just going to take our nice deep breaths in through the nose, out through a pursed lip. Breathing in and out. So as we're taking your nice deep breaths in and out, remember that we want those hips to be nice and level. So think about having a torch on each hip bone and they're shining up parallel to one another onto the ceiling. Keeping the upper body relaxed, your shoulders are away from the ears. Your chest is nice and open. Keep the weight even to those feet. So big toe, little toe, and heel. Just start to gently tighten through that tummy. The next time that you breathe out, I'd like you to tuck the pelvis under so you're flattening your lower back into the mat. Take a deep breath in to stay. Exhale to release out to neutral. We're tucking under to flatten. We hold. Control back out. So as you're tucking under, you're trying to get that nice, strong, flat back position. We're using both the pelvis and the tummy muscles to move. So you're trying to avoid squeezing your bottom. On this next one, we're holding our flat back, so we're tucking under to hold. So here we're going to start to tighten in the pelvic floor. So as you breathe out, you're tightening all the way in with the pelvic floor. Inhale to release. Exhale to tighten. Inhale to release. So thinking of the sensation of stopping a wee mid-flow. So as you're tightening, you should feel as though your tummy muscles are working harder and that your back is slightly flatter into the floor. We're going to halve this contraction. So 50% tightening in the pelvic floor as you exhale. Inhale to release. So still keeping this upper body relaxed. Shoulders are down from the ears. And to keep that chest nice and open, if you're feeling tense, just rotate those palms. You're pulling your tummy all the way down towards your spine. We're keeping that weight even through the feet. So big toe, little toe and heel. We're halving one last time, so 20 to 25% tightening. This should feel like a very gentle lifting, something that you could sustain throughout any exercise if you needed to. It's just working in the background. So that flat back position should feel nice and strong. You're using your tummy muscles and your pelvic floor to help you to stay there. We're going to bring both legs up into a tabletop position. So on your knees above your hips, shins parallel to the ceiling. And we're going into toe taps. You're tapping one toe down and lift. Tapping down and lift. So swapping sides each time. You're going from a tabletop position, tapping down and lift. So you're keeping your tummy and your pelvic floor tightened so your back stays nice and flat into the floor. Breathe. Two more on each side, tapping down and lift, down and lift. Last one each side, tap down and lift, tapping down and lift. From there, you're going to hug those knees into your chest And we're going to go onto our hands and knees for our stretch in our back. Grab yourself a drink if you need one. So bring yourself so that your hands are under your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. And from here, as you breathe out, you're going to tuck your pelvis under. So you're curving through your back. Arching the spine. Dropping your head, we hold. Then we're releasing out through the spine. Piece by piece. And you're lifting your head. So we're going to tuck under to curve. Arching the back. Dropping the head. We hold. Before releasing out through the spine. Piece by piece. And the head lifts. So we want lots of movement through the back. You're working into each section, piece by piece. So if you have got any areas that are feeling really stiff or sore, just take your time to move through them. Slowing down any areas that feel stiff or sore. Now think about getting each vertebrae moving one by one. So as you're tucking under, think of pulling that tummy all the way in. And as you're releasing out to your start position, think shoulders are coming away from the ears. We've got two more here. We're tucking under to curve. Arching the back. Dropping the head. We hold. Releasing out through the spine. To lift the head. Last one here, tucking under to curve. Arching the back. Dropping the head, we hold. Releasing out through the spine. Piece by piece. And we lift the head. From here we're going to push back into a shell stretch. So bottom to the feet, as arms are reaching out in front. And then we're going to be on our side for our chest opening stretch. So as you're laying on your side, bring your knees together, legs are bent. You're resting down. Those arms are nice and long and your hands are palm to palm. From here, we're going to lift our top arm up so our fingertips point to the ceiling. Taking the head with you. You're twisting away. We're holding here to take this long stretch before lifting back up and over. To come down palm to palm. The top arm lifts, fingertips point to the ceiling. Taking the head with you. Twisting away, we hold. Before lifting back up and over to come down palm to palm. So those legs are glued together and grounded, making sure that this twist is coming through your waist. Take nice deep breaths. You're stretching from the fingertips all the way into your armpits. So we get this really nice open position in the chest. We're following the hand with the head. Making sure we're keeping a good range of movement through the neck. Let's take two more here. We're lifting up. Taking the head with you. Twisting away, we hold. Before lifting back up and over to come down palm to palm. One more here, we're lifting up, fingertips to the ceiling. Taking the head with you. We're twisting away, we hold. Before lifting back up and over to come down palm to palm. From there we're swapping sides, so you can either roll over to face the other end of your room, or just switching the end of the mat that you're laying at. So again, laying down with those knees bent, legs together, arms are long, palm to palm, and the head rests down. We're going to lift the top arm up, fingertips point to the ceiling. Taking the head with you, we're going to twist away. Holding here to stretch. Before lifting back up and over. To come down palm to palm. Fingertips lift to the ceiling. Taking the head with you. Twisting away, we hold. Before lifting back up and over to come down palm to palm. So remembering that you're keeping those legs glued together and nice and grounded, getting this twist in the waist. And taking nice deep breaths. Stretching from the fingertips all the way into your armpits. So you can get this really open position in your chest. And you're following the hand with your eyes, making sure we've got a good range of movement on both sides of the neck. We're going to take two more here. We're lifting up, fingertips point to the ceiling. Taking the head with you. We're twisting away and we hold. before lifting back up and over to come down palm to palm. Last one here, we're lifting up, fingertips point to the ceiling. Taking the head with you, we're twisting away, we hold. Before lifting back up and over to come down palm to palm. From there, I like to come into a full body stretch. You can roll onto your back for this if you'd prefer. We are then going to go onto our back, so if you're already there, you can stay there if you need to. Grab a drink if you want to. So on your back, you need to be in a neutral position with your spine. Knees bent, feet on the floor. So you should be able to again get that slight curve in the back, so you can get a little bit of your hand underneath there. Knees are bent, as I said, feet on the floor, and just begin with those arms resting down beside you. We're going to take a nice deep breath in to nod the head, chin to chest. Exhale to lift those shoulders from the floor, reach your arms nice and long. Take a deep breath in to stay. Exhale to control back down. Chin to chest. Lifting those shoulders, reaching the arms, we hold. Control back down. So we're using the tummy muscles to lift us up. Think about pulling that belly button all the way down. This chin to chest position is there. Try and keep that neck nice and relaxed. So think nice big nod of the head, then you're lifting the shoulders away. The arms are reaching long, keeping the shoulders away from the ears. Tightening in your pelvic floor. Deep breaths. We're going to take two more here, then we're changing the position of the arms. We're going chin to chest. Lifting up, we hold. Control back down. Last one here before we change the arms, chin to chest. Lifting up, we hold. Control back down. So from here, the arms are going to come across the chest, like giving yourself a nice little hug. Same movement, chin to chest. Lifting up, we hold. Control back down, chin to chest. We lift, holding, control back down. So we're still using the tummy muscles to lift you. Remembering to keep that chin to chest position to relax the neck. check those shoulders are down. Don't let them lift to the ears just because you changed the position of the arms. Breathe. Let's take 2 more here before we change the position of the arms. Chin to chest. Lifting up, we hold. Control back down. Last one here. Chin to chest. We're lifting up, we hold. Control back down. So now the last position for the arms is one on top of the other with the hands, and they're either coming onto your forehead or behind your head for support. Completely up to you which one you choose. Again, chin to chest. Lifting up. We hold. Control back down. Chin to chest. Lifting up, we hold. Controlling back down. So just make sure wherever the position is of your hands, you're still using that chin to chest position to try and keep some relaxation through the neck. The tummy is staying nice and tightened. And those elbows wide, so your chest is really open here, shoulders are down. Let's take the last 2 here. Chin to chest. Lifting up, we hold. Control back down. Last one here, chin to chest. Lifting up, we hold. Control back down. From there, we're going to hug those knees in towards the chest. We're going to be going either onto our knees or onto our fronts, whichever one of those 2 you prefer. Grab yourself a drink if you need one. So I'll come forward so that my head isn't cut off. So if you do want to lay on your front because you don't like bearing weight on your knees, that's fine. Same movement as always, long through your body, hands are mat with the palm in line with your ears, and you're doing chest lifts with the forearms on the floor, legs stay down. If you're kneeling, and come into a knelt position, sorry, you just have to have the top of my head chopped off. Have your knees quite close together here. If you know you suffer quite badly from cramp in the lower leg, then take those feet tucked under like I've got here. If not, you're just resting down. Arms are nice and long, shoulders are relaxed. Remember, if you're super curved through your lower back, which you can see really well here from my awful posture, then what I want you to try and do is tuck under very slightly, just to reduce that position. You'll feel a little bit squeezed in the bottom, but that doesn't matter too much. Slight tucking in of the head, so think a little bit of a chin to chest position, just to stop you from flinging that head back and putting pressure through the neck. As you breathe in, pull the tummy all the way in, and we're hinging from your knees to lean back. Exhale, squeeze your bottom, push yourself back up. Inhale to lean. Exhale to lift. We're going to lean and lift. So you want this tummy to be tightened the whole time that you're moving. The shoulders are relaxed. Really use that squeeze of your bottom and the exhale to drive you forwards. We're just going into 2 more here. We're leaning back and lift. Leaning back and lift. From there, whichever position you've been using, bring yourself back into a shell stretch so your bottom goes to your feet and you're reaching those arms out in front. From there, grab yourself a drink. And bring yourself onto your back for the 100. Right, so for your 100, same as normal, we're on our backs. I'll talk through and then we'll go all together. So just rest with the knees bent, feet on the floor to keep you comfortable for now. If you've joined in this week, the 100 is going to be the same through the whole week. If not, doesn't matter, I'm going to talk you through. So you're nice and tucked under. I want you to get a really strong flat back position here. Your legs will be coming up into a tabletop position. So like we did at the beginning, you're going to have your knees above your hips and your shins parallel to the ceiling. And then, as I always say, if you want to challenge that a little bit more, then just start to bring those legs, bring your knees away from the hips. Your shins should still be parallel, but the knees will just come further forwards. Keeping your flat back position. So if you can't do that with a maintained flat back, or that's super confusing and you don't know what I'm going on about, then keeping that boxed shape with your flat back. From there, if your neck is sore, stay looking up to the ceiling where you are right now. If not, then you're going to nod the head, lift the shoulders, your arms are long and palms are facing the floor. So we're beating your arms up and down for your 100 repetitions. And that breathing is the same, 5 as you breathe in, 5 as you breathe out. So you're not touching the floor, there's little beats of the arms, kind of like pulses. From there, your hands will be behind their head. And we're going into 2 sets of 8, sitting up towards those legs. Then, you're going to drop your head and your arms down beside you. Your legs are going to glue together, and you're going into 2 sets of 8 of dropping the legs over to the sides. That hip releases. We sometimes do this in the warm-up. We have done it in the 100 before, tipping over. This is 2 sets of 8. They're slow. It feels like you're doing it forever. Keep that form really strong. So your shoulders stay down. It's just that hip that comes away. From there, you're going to hug those knees in and we'll come into a stretch. So find yourself a nice, strong, flat back position. Really tucked under. Then when you're ready, lift those legs up. Knees above the hips, shins parallel to the ceiling. If you're lifting your upper body off, then nod the head, lift those shoulders. Take the arms nice and long. Your palms should be facing the floor. And we inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tummy in, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pelvic floor, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Halfway, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tummy in, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 more, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Staying there, take those hands behind the head into sit-ups. Come up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 8 more. 8, 7, 6. Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest your head down. Your arms come down beside you. You're going to glue those legs together. Yours should still be in tabletop. We're tipping over, release that hip. Back to the centre, swap sides, tipping over. And centre, use your tummy, tipping over. And centre, tipping over. And centre, we're tipping over, shoulders down. And centre, tipping over. And centre, tipping over. And centre, tipping over. And centre, we've got 8 more here, tipping over. And centre, use your pelvic floor, tipping over. And centre, tipping over. And centre, tipping over. And centre, just 4 more here, keep going, tipping over. And centre, tipping over. And centre, tipping over. And centre. Last one, tipping over. And centre. From there, hug those knees into the chest. If you need to, take a little rock from side to side. When you're ready, come into a full body stretch and give those legs a little shake out. Good. From there, we're coming up to sitting for a stretch. Of course, grab a drink if you need one. So, you're going to be seated for your stretch. I'm just going to be elevated for comfort reasons. So we're going to go into the mermaid stretch, which lots of you love and lots of you hate, which is always good. So you can either do a full mermaid or you can go into a cross-legged position. I realise that it's quite difficult to see my legs against this black, but I don't have very many pairs of leggings that are bright colours that fit me anymore. So I'll try and trace my hands over my legs so you can see where we are. So if you're going to full mermaid, you have one leg bent in front of you and one leg bent behind. So if I trace over that leg, you can see that it's bent and it's in front. This leg is bent and it's tucked behind. That can be quite a tight, closed-in position or fairly open, whichever you're comfortable with. If you can't do that because it's too painful in your hips, come into a cross-leg position. I've still got one leg in front and one leg behind. So my legs are still in that in front behind position, they're just crossed. If you are short on space in the room that you're doing this in, shimmy yourself down towards one end of your mat, and then the end of the mat that you've got lots left of is where your leg's going to be in front. And that same side is going to be the hand on the floor. So you should be able to pretty much touch the floor when you're sitting on your mat. I'm elevated so mine slightly off. Your other arm, the same arm as back leg, is long. So you're going to reach your long arm away from you. Keep it reaching as you lift all the way up. Then let this bottom hand start to slide away. You're stretching all the way over. If you're flexible enough to bend the elbow to pop the forearm down. Doesn't matter if you're not. I'm just going to hold here, so you're stretching all down this side. It should feel quite nice. And really reach through the arm. Just nice deep breaths. Keep that reaching. Coming back up and over. We're going here again. So reaching that arm away. Lifting up and over. Sliding the hand away, taking that nice long stretch. Back up and over. One more here, we're reaching long. Lifting up, keeping that stretch, sliding away. And down, reaching here. Come back up and over. Give those arms a little shake through. So we're going to change sides. So if you need to change the end of your mat that you're sitting at, then shimmy yourself down. So, same thing here, you're positioning your legs is either one leg in front, one leg behind, as you can hopefully see here as I trace down with my arms, or you're in your cross-legged position. You should have swapped which leg is sitting in front and which leg is sitting behind. And if you're cross-legged, that might, hang on, I'm sitting on the skew lift here. If you're cross-legged, that might feel a little bit strange because you'll always have one side that you prefer to cross over in front. But so don't worry too much about that if that's the case. So you should have lots of mat on the side of your body that the leg is in front, and that hand is reaching to the floor. The side of your body that's behind, the arm is long and away. So you're going to reach, keep reaching up and over. Let your bottom hand slide away from your body. You're stretching across. Remember, if you can, drop onto the forearm, doesn't matter if not. Keep this length in your arm. You're stretching down this side of your body. Come back up. And again, reach. Keep that reach as you're lifting all the way up, sliding away. So really stretch the arm away, getting so much length from those fingertips all the way down into this hip. Come back up and over. One last time, reaching away, lifting all the way up and over, reaching nice and long. Back up and over, give those arms a little shake out. Good. From there, bring your legs into a frog position. So if you've had one leg behind, this is quite good to just make sure you're getting into those hips. So from here, I'm just going to bounce the legs up and down. If I put my hands on the hips, no, on my knees, but not my hips, you should be able to see those bouncing. Just to get a little bit of movement through the hip socket. Relaxing that bounce, and here is when you can take hold of those feet and start to lean forwards. If you want to increase that stretch, this is where we're pressing our elbows in towards our legs to increase the movement through those legs and hips. Have some sense of pulling down. Good, relaxing there. If you need a drink, then grab one. We're going to be going into arms, so also if you need to grab your little weights or your tins or whatever it is that you use, then you can grab those now as well. I'll just give you a moment to do that. So you can be in a seated or a standing or a knelt position for this if you want to be, wherever is comfortable for you. So if you really suffer from bad knees, don't kneel. Just stand up, it's fine. I'm going to be seated so I can stay in shot and just a little bit elevated for comfort. And again, that's something that you can do as well if you need to. So with our arms today, we're going to be going into our circles forwards, circles back, pushes up, pushes down, pushes forwards, pushes back. Remember that when you're doing the pushes, so up, down, forwards and back, that's a change with the palm facing. So even if you're holding onto a weight, the palm of your hand should be the thing that's moving towards whatever direction. That's just going to help to activate very slight differences in the muscles as we change from those positions and through the back and shoulders. So you've got eight of each, then we'll take a rest, we'll go again, and I'll talk you through the next thing. So, sitting, standing or kneeling up really tall through your upper body. So make sure that you're not slouching or curving because that's just going to really strain through the shoulders and the upper back. So tall. Remember your arms stay really long. Don't let them bend through the elbow. So lifting those arms out. Here we go. We circle for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push up for 8, 7, 6, 5. Breathe. 4, 3, 2, 1. Down for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Forwards for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push back for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring those arms down. Just take a short moment. Here we go again. Circling for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Forwards for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest those arms down. Give them a little shake out. So I think we did this last week, but the weeks to me seem like they're really long or either a really long time ago, so I'm not 100% sure. But we're going to do washing machine. So you're going to do 8 forwards, 8 back. Then we're going to go into crisscross for 2 sets of 8. Then again, you're going to washing machine forwards for 8, back for 8, crisscross. You can still use a weight here if you are using one. With your washing machine, make it bigger so that you're not going to start clonking your wrist or your chest with the weight, okay? If you're not using a weight, that doesn't matter. You can either make a fist or hands flat, and it's just that nice, quick, circular movement. Same, and with the crisscross, if you're holding a weight, I don't know how easy it will be to do when you're holding a weight, but preferably if you can, flexed hands. If you're holding a weight, think about trying to push your knuckles up towards the ceiling. If you're not, flexed hands. Just that we're engaging these muscles through the wrists and looking to build strength on those without bearing any weight. Okay, let's get going. So we're going to washing machine forwards for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Breathe. 3, 2, 1. Reverse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Crisscross 8, 7, 6. Fast 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to washing machine for 8, 7, 6, 5. Breathe. 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Crisscross for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax those arms. Give them a little shake out. We're going to do that one more time. So try and really, although my counting is a little bit slower, you haven't got to be in time with my counting. You're going as fast as you can. That's just the amount of time you're doing it for. Okay, here we go. Last time here, then we're on our hands and knees. Washing machine for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Crisscross for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Washing machine for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Crisscross for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh. Give the arms a nice shake out. Think of them being really heavy and just sort of fling them down. So you're really getting into the shoulder there. Breathe. Okay, relaxing there. We're going to go onto our hands and knees. Grab yourself a drink if you need one. If you use the weight the whole way through that, that's really good. Really well done. So from here, we're going to do our knee lift. So you can either be on your hands and knees or on long arms. I'm going to be on my hands and knees. I'm suffering a little bit from some mild carpal tunnel syndrome, which apparently is also pregnancy related. There's so many weird things that happen to you when you're pregnant that I just did not think would happen, but never mind, I'm not going to question it too much. If you are on long arms, hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips, toes tucked under. If you're on your forearms like I'm going to be, you're just dropping down. Remember not to let the arms cross or open out, they're parallel to one another. As you breathe out, I'm going to pull your tummy all the way in, pressing into your hands and your feet to lift those knees off, just an inch or so. Inhale down. Exhale to lift. Inhale down. So you're thinking tummy muscles are lifting you. Your hands and your feet are just there for support. You want to keep that head in line, so if you're on your forearms like me, you're looking down towards your mat. If you're on long arms, you're looking just in front of your fingertips. You want to avoid dropping that head or forcing the head up, which is going to really strain in the back of your neck. We've got 4 more here. We're lifting up and down. Lifting up and down. Last 2, we're lifting up and down. Lifting up and down. Have your shell stretched back. If you need to, roll those wrists. So now we're going to be going into our planks. So if you've joined in this week already, and yesterday on Monday, then I'm really sorry you're going to hear me harp on our planks again. If not, then in for a treat. No extra fun stuff, just a bog standard plank. But what we're looking for here, excuse me, is holding it for a longer amount of time than we usually do. So usually we hold a plank for like a breath in and out. So here we're looking for that plus. Doesn't matter if you're feeling like after a breath in and out, that's it, you're done, you need to come down. What I actually am looking for is a really good, strong plank position that is held. I don't expect you to be holding it for the next 5 minutes. I would rather have a shorter plank that looked better, perfect, because anybody can hold a bad plank for a long time, because that means they're not working the right amount of muscles and in the right way. So don't beat yourself up if you're not holding it for very long, because that is not actually what the exercise is designed for. So you can be either on your forearms or long arms. I don't mind which one. If you're on your forearms, it's harder through your tummy muscles. So if you find long arms easy, then that's an option for you. But whatever you feel comfortable with. I'll be on my forearms for today because of my wrists. So just to the front of your mat, remember if you're on your forearms, they don't cross or touch. They're just parallel to one another. So you're going to step one leg out behind you, take your weight in those toes. The other leg will then come and join it, and you're going to tuck yourself forwards into your long plank position. And you're going to hold for at least a breath in and out. When you feel like you need to, you're just going to relax, take a moment, and get ready to go again. And what I want you to think about when you're doing your planks is you need to have a tight thing in your tummy and a squeeze in your bottom. So when you come into your plank, if you're not working those muscles, you're going to either find it really hard to be in your position, or you're going to drop, or you're going to leave the bottom high. If you're dropping your hips, you are putting so much pressure through your lower back, you're going to really damage it if you're there for too long. So try to make sure that you've got that nice strong position. Breathe. If you haven't got a clock or anything like that that you can see, use your breath to count. Keep the breath like nice and slow and controlled. You can say, right, great, this time I did 2 breaths. Right, I'm going to aim for 3 breaths, or 2 breaths and 1 inhale. And then you can measure it like that. If you're keeping your breath steady, that'll be a perfectly fine way of measuring how long you're there for. Make sure you're not dropping that head. So you don't want to be dropping that head down or forcing it up. Just stay nice and comfortable. The exercise is hard enough as it is without you adding things to make it more painful. Everything's nice and in line. You're taking those deep breaths. Really control. Nobody else can see you. I can't see you, so it doesn't matter how long you're there for. If you need to take a break, it's fine. If you're holding it forever, then brilliant, but make sure you're in that perfect position. If you've already just come out of your plank, or you're thinking you might now drop, this is going to be the last time we're going in. Just for a short one here. So nice and controlled. And then coming back down. Take a stretch back and roll through those wrists. And now I've got time for a little stretch out. I'm just going to grab this so I can sit down. Good, so you can stand, sit, kneel here, wherever is comfortable for you. We're just going to go into rolling those shoulders back. I'm sorry, I can see the top of my head is chopped off. I just can't get the camera angle right on this new tripod. And forwards. But I suppose chopping my head off is better than the camera falling out of the tripod all the time, which we had a few weeks ago. Good, take those arms nice and long. We're lifting all the way up and we're stretching over. Coming back to the centre, we're lifting all the way up. Stretching over. Back to the centre, one more time each side, lift up. Stretch over. We're lifting up. And we're stretching over. And relaxing there, that is today's session done. So if you have joined in already this week, I'm really sorry, but I'm going to waffle on about the exact same thing that I've done on Monday and on Tuesday. Next week, there aren't any classes because me and Andrew are going to go away for the week, just to North Norfolk, nowhere too exciting, just for a little break. So I don't get any internet or very little internet signal there. So I'm not going to be able to do classes. I might film little snippets of some stretches or exercises that I'm going to be doing myself. So I'll post those up as and when I do them, just a little video, not necessarily a live, because I don't think I'll have signal for that. But what I will do is I will share on my Facebook page, WD Fitness Facebook page, and on my personal page, Miranda Whiting, videos from like 4 months ago when we first started. I will share one every day, Monday to Friday at 10 o'clock. So if you like that routine and you need something there at 10, then you can use that video and, you know, pretend it's alive. If you're usually watching on YouTube, which at the moment there's much more YouTubers than Facebookers because lots of people are back at work, then all of the videos are still up there. You just have to scroll all the way down, and right at the bottom there's the ones from the very beginning where I can lay on my front and lay on my back, and there's a little bit more of advanced movement there from when I was a little bit more mobile and not as big. But again, you can still use these ones that we've had recently if you quite like the stretches and the more gentler sections. And then, as I've said a few times, once I'm back, I will be 25, nearly 26 weeks pregnant. I'll just be doing 1 month's worth of classes up to 30 weeks, and then I'll be stopping. I think probably is best, as I'm moving like a sloth at the moment. And again, then I might film little bits if I decide to take a stretch out, but that will completely depend on how I'm feeling. So I hope that's clear. If it's not, then drop me a message, email, Facebook, text, however you usually get hold of me. And especially if you do need any advice, even when I'm not online, I'm still have my phone, so you can text me and get hold of me if you need a question on any of the movements or what you should or should not be doing. I'll try and help as best I can. And now I'm going to stop waffling, and I hope to see lots of you tomorrow and Friday, and enjoy your day. Take care. Bye bye.